Okay, we're going to look at a short video on how we can install macros into the GibbsCAM system for use for shortcuts of doing most anything that the system will do. You can create a macro for. So up here under the macros list in this new install of GibbsCAM, you can see there's nothing listed other than the configuration. So we're going to open this configuration dialog, and I get this dialog on the screen, which allows me to browse out and tell the system where my macro files are located at. So I'm going to say browse. I'm going to come out here on the desktop, and I have a folder with macros in it. And I'm going to say the first macro on the load is create a point on the face. I'm going to open that folder. There's yet another folder inside. I'm going to open that. I'm looking for this .mac file. That is the actual file that the system needs, and needs to know what the path directory is to find this file to be able to run the macro. These other folders contain stuff that assists the macro in doing what it needs to do, or it may have examples and videos tucked in there as well, depending on who the creator of the macro is. So we highlight this, create a point on the face .mac. That is the .mac file that we're looking for. Say open, put it down here in this list, and we just say update, and it slides it up into that list. So once again, to do another one, I highlight the next empty spot or where I want it to go in the list, browse out, back to my macros folder, say load vice advanced. Go here under there, and I'm looking for the .mac file once again, load vice advanced .mac, open, and update. If I say OK down here, we don't want to red X out, we want to say OK. We'll now see that we have macros in the macro list up here, create a point, and load a vice. And this is what some of the other folders contain, is icons for these macros to show up in the list. Let's open a file quickly here and see if we can't just take a look at what this macros might do for us here. On this particular case, there's this part on the screen, and we have a macro for create a point on the face. So if I come down here and highlight this face, implement this macro, it says, hey, I created a point on that face. If I say OK, I now see there is a point in the geometric center of whatever face I might have selected. Okay? If I want to load this into the vice, I can say, hey, load vice. Comes up with a dialog, wants to know some pertinent information. How am I going to grip it? What am I going to set it on parallel heights? I'm going to say I'm just going to do grip distance of, let's say, 1/8 of an inch. We're going to hang on to it by. We're going to center it in the stock in the center of the X default, and we're going to input the vice directly into the body bag. So we say OK, bing, 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 it creates a vice. If we go and look now, the vice would be in the body bag, and we can bring it out here onto the screen and see that it is actually holding our part where we are. So that's a quick version of macros. There is one other way to install as well. If we minimize this a bit, resize this window, and I go back here to macros and configure, we can go to the macros folder here, and you can actually drag and drop these into there. Let's say I want to do create a line here. I can drag this to this, my apologies, let's highlight a spot first, drag this from here to there and drop it, and now it's also in the list. So your you can see here, create a line, your discretion as to how you want to install. Hope this helps with installation of macros, and have fun using them.